What's up guys, it's Hyper here with another video, and today's video is going to be a poor man's monster. So today's video is the poor man's Velajuel. Now Velajuel is a great natural 5-star in this game, so to just have someone that's just as good as him is non-existent in terms of what he does. But the monster I'm going to say does resemble Velajuel very closely in my opinion, and it's very close, and you can use this monster in the same way as you would use Velajuel. So considering most people don't have a Velajuel because it is a natural 5-star, so it isn't farmable, but it is more easily obtained than Velajuel. So if you don't have a Velajuel and you have this guy, he can do the same thing. Of course, he's not as good. That's the poor man's, right? That's why I call it poor man's. He's not as good. He's not the same monster, but he resembles them and you can use him in the same way, and he is very similar to Velajuel. So first I'm going to go ahead and read Velajuel's skill. So let's just go down to Velajuel. So there we go right here. Here's Velajuel's first skill. Basically just strips a beneficial effect, and the damage is according to his defense. The second skill, the damage is also according to his defense, and it basically is just a nuke skill. This skill just hits really hard. His third skill removes all harmful effects on all allies, granting them immunity for 3 turns and increasing the attack bar by 30%. This skill is just such a good skill because it cleanses and it puts immunity for 3 turns and increases the attack bar by 30%. I mean, that's crazy. That's like crazy good, and it's reusable every 4 turns. So there's only 1 turn where he won't have immunity because it's usable every 4 turns, and it gives you 3 turns of immunity. People usually ruin Velajuel on violence, so I'm just gonna put that out there, and I'll follow up on that later when I get to the monster. So basically what he does, he strips, he nukes, he cleanses and does immunity and increases the attack bar, and then he has an HP lead for fire monsters. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and say the monster, the poor man's version. Alright, so the poor man's version of Velajuel is Draco in my opinion. Now I do realize that Delphoid can be considered the poor man's Velajuel, but I think Draco is much more similar. Now, and let me explain why. So first of all, their leader skill he has an HP leader skill, so that's already kind of similar. That is the same as Velajuel. Velajuel is for fire monsters and it's 50%, whereas Draco's at 25% for everyone. But still, they both have HP leads. First skill bounces towards the enemy, and violent procs with a 30% chance. And I said Velajuel, most people run him on violence, so that's one thing. That's kind of close. Secondly, his second skill attacks all enemies and decreases their defense for 1 turn. Now the reason this is similar to Velajuel's second skill, because I said Velajuel's second skill nukes. It hits really hard. Now this skill doesn't nuke directly, but indirectly it does, because it's putting the defense break on, so it's setting your nukers up or anyone else to hit hard because there is a defense break. So it indirectly does do damage. That's why that second skill is related to Velajuel's second skill. Alright, so now let's go into Draco's third skill, which is very, very close to Velajuel's third skill. So it recovers the attack bar by 30%. So that's the same as Velajuel right there. And it gives immunity for 2 turns. Now this is reusable every 3 turns. So it gives immunity for 1 last turn, and then it also doesn't cleanse. So that's why it's poor man's. It's not as good, but it is close. It does give immunity, and it does give you attack bar, your team attack bar. It doesn't cleanse, and it does not have 3 turns for immunity. It's 2 turns. But that is why Draco is such a close resemblance to Velajuel. So he's useful in guild battles, arena, offense and defense. He can be used in some TOA stages like Sierra. This is so helpful. I wish I had a Draco. I've never actually packed a Draco or a Velajuel or a Delphoid, so that's annoying, I know, but the immunity helps so much with so many stages like Sierra. I mean, immunity is just gonna make it so she's not gonna bomb. So immunity is such a good buff in this game that Draco, I think, is definitely worth building. I think Draco is actually a very, very good monster that is kind of underrated. I mean, people do see the use in him, but I think Draco is actually a really good monster. So basically, to recap everything, what they have in similar, they both basically have some violence. So this guy has violence on his first skill. Velajuel, most people run in violence, so that's similar. Second, Velajuel nukes really hard, and Draco's second skill sets someone up to nuke hard with the defense break, so indirectly it does nuke hard. The third skills are similar because they both give immunity and they both give attack bar by 30%. Now Velajuel is one more turn of immunity and it does cleanse, which is really good of course, but Draco still has immunity and they both are reusable in 4 turns. And also on top of everything, they do have the leader skill of both of them increase HP. It's a little different, but they both increase HP. And they're also both fire, so that's another similarity they have. So that's gonna wrap up this video, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.